Hey everyone, my name is Nathan Payne. Welcome back to another episode of Blu Ocean Crypto. Today I want to show you how to earn in Axie Infinity Homeland and what you need to do when you're actually in the game. We're also going to cover some tips, but the most important thing is how do you actually earn from this. So let's jump right in. So you can see here, my land is obviously a lot more developed than yours will be when you first start out, but the key things to track are actually right over in the earnings log. So if you open it up here, there's an earnings log right at the top. There's four main ways. There's foraging, there's crafting, there's battles, and basically every single day, this is going to track your MAXS total. You can see up here in the top left, and then every single week it gets validated and you get paid out. But that's not where the best earnings are from. This is something that's happening on a consistent basis. Every single day you can come in here, work on your earnings, but we also know MAXS has a 1,000 to 1 ratio in AXS, so it's not really a lot. It's these Moonfalls. So once your base is really leveled up, I would say probably to the max. There's a chance to get them if you just get them through foraging and like mining, there's random, but obviously when your base is maxed, you're gonna have a better chance of doing this. And you can see here, people are getting paid out like 5 AXS. That's essentially, you can think of this as 5.3 AXS. And there's quite a few that are given out in any given day. So that's really the best way to earn, but it is nice to know that there is this daily earnings that you can do. You can still work towards it. Also staking the land. The land staking rewards are actually quite good in Axie. Right now, it's about a 2.5 year ROI. So it is kind of long, but I mean, that's still not that bad just for the staking. So when you buy the land, you make sure that you stake it. That way you're obviously getting the staking rewards. And then of course you can operate the land to get additional earnings. And then really that Moonfall is the thing to shoot for. Okay, so how do you actually do that? So there's things from like just foraging, harvesting wood. There's all these trees that will obviously be around your base all the time. You want to make sure it takes a bit to learn all the nuances of this. That's for dang sure, but I'll just kind of go through this quickly. So because we're talking about the earnings. So obviously we want to craft some armor because crafting is one of the requirements, metalworking. Let's see, we can make some of these helmets. So we'll make 6. What are we actually making all this for? It's to send our adventurers out on missions. And that's actually another part of the earnings. So we're doing some foraging, we're getting some wood, we're creating some metalworking. Well, we need to get some food because this is also one of the requirements for earnings. So I'm going to make some tomatoes. Let's get some potatoes. And then I believe corn is the other thing I want. And the main reason for that, I'm just going to show you guys over here. So when I come into the kitchen, there is this salad. It's actually the highest level thing I can make right now. It takes potatoes, corn, and tomatoes. So we'll just queue 5 of those up. It looks like I won't be able to make more than that. So I think I'll come over here and just make a cabbage. And when you come into this menu over here, where you're doing adventure trading, basically the thing is right now I can get up to 28 of them. I want to equip them with accessories. These are things that you're crafting on your land. So you can see this is the salad. These are some potions. Here's a hammer. Here's a helmet. There's also accessories. I'm currently making the requirement to get more accessories. So normally I do have that filled in. I can get 111 gold. So I'm just going to do that. Basically what I'm doing is I'm only going to go through as many. See, there's no weapon there. So what I'm probably going to do is wait. Now that I have 26, it does slowly replenish, but I'm going to wait until some more of my hammers are done being made. We'll make some more hammers here. And then I'm going to consistently send these adventurers out. Now, this game does take a lot of resource management. You can't just leave your guys, to do the same thing forever. What I've really noticed is you need to take a look at your storage content, figure out, for example, I could use some more wood. Also, my pebbles are up. I have lots of storage content, so I could make quite a bit more corn, potatoes, and tomatoes. So maybe that's something I could leave run overnight. Same with over here. There's a whole hunter's horde. This is separate for other food. There's a grain content that has to do with making some of the leather. Everything connects to each other, right? So the way that I've learned this and the best way to do it is figure out what do you need that's the highest possible level, right? Okay, if I want to make these cow meats, I obviously need cow feed. Well, where do I get cow feed from? I go over here to the grain grinder. I can see the cow feed requires corn and wheat. So you know what? Maybe I should double up on my corn and wheat. And actually, obviously there is a tree in the way. I hope they do fix the visibility, because I find I have to get rid of a lot of these kind of obstacles, I guess you could say, in order to be able to do it. Actually, we'll take a look over here. Why don't we start producing some bananas, because we can make stuff with bananas. I always make sure I like to have the armor and the weapons going. So let's go over here and kind of get some more helmets going. You need, obviously you can see iron ore. Here are the furnaces, which allow me to produce the ore, right? So I can start with level 1, making copper ingots. I can take the copper ingots plus these kindling or charcoal, use them to go to the next level, so on and so forth. Where do I get charcoal? Come over here to the coal kin. You know, I'll go through a much more comprehensive video kind of explaining the best way and all the inner workings of it. But really, if you just kind of go through it, try things, there's a tutorial. There's also this research tab where you can go in here and constantly upgrade your base. So why don't we start that? Something I've been working on is the bubble bar, which is what gives me the potions that you can see was one of those slots that we needed for the adventurers. So I'm just going to go over here. I think I got most things done, but let's work on increasing my limit structure so I can actually have a second one, because you guys can see when I was over here and I was in here and I was trying to equip, there was no weapon. Right? So obviously I want to have 2 of these going at the same time. Well, I can only have 1 fancy faucet and I have 2 bubble bark currently. Let's just get in here. There is a lot going on the screen, that's for sure. So you can see I have 2. So let's actually get this second one going. Actually, I don't have enough wheat, so I'm going to have to make wheat. That one takes corn. That one takes oranges. Why don't we make some apple and oranges then? So there is this constant kind of understanding, going back and forth, figuring out what it is you need, getting it started. You can see our queue slots are done. Everyone's kind of busy at this point, but really you just go to your earnings tracker every day, your earnings log. There is a maximum cap per day depending on your land. That can be found online. Obviously you'll know when you hit it, because you'll just notice that you're just not you're not earning anymore. And you can kind of see, it'll show you on this graph. You'll just hit a cap, you know you've got your maximum earnings for the day. You can leave it, come back another day, or just continue to progress your base, which is what I've been doing. But quick recap, there's 4 main categories on how you can actually earn each day. It shows you the tracking down there. There's a maximum cap based on the rarity of your land. And I actually think currently the entry price for a Savannah land is only about $440, close to $500. Relatively reasonable compared to before. But then you go all the way up to Mystic Land, which is like $7 grand plus. But obviously you can earn a lot more, you know, based on the rarity. There's even more staking rewards. So staking, that's a key one for earning when you buy the land. There's the daily activities for earnings. And then the big one is getting the Moonfall, right? And the Moonfall, like I said, you really want your base to be as progressed as possible. There is a chance that you can find it from gathering and just randomly. But I've noticed that the people that seem to be the furthest along in the game are the ones that get this. I mean, these are decent payouts for sure. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'll definitely be doing another one, kind of breaking down some best practices, how to really level up your base, you know, what some of the strategies are, but I hope this gave you guys some insight. I just want to say thanks for everyone who subscribed to the channel. It really makes a big difference. And I appreciate everyone who also leave a like. Until next time, cheers.